Hey guys, welcome back to Crypto Insights. Listen, you really need to pay attention to this one. I'm not joking when I say today is the first time in months the market looks exactly like this. I spent the last few hours doing my own research, not just reading news titles or copying what people say on Twitter. I mean real hard work checking everything, and what I see in the big futures market, in the bond market, on crypto Twitter, and even from the experts who act like they know it all. This mix has not happened once this whole year. And if you own XRP, this stuff is super important for you. Here's the simple truth. For 3 or maybe even 4 months, everyone thought we were going to get 2 small interest rate cuts, just 2 tiny 25-point cuts. That was the main story everyone believed. That's what traders were betting on. That's what experts kept saying, and people got used to it and felt okay. But now, suddenly, the numbers changed. The big futures market just changed the chances again. And now, no rate cut at all is the top choice. And before you say, Jason, they change all the time, let me tell you, this futures market has been super right all year. They guess correct before every meeting. So let me make it clear. If we go to the December 9th big Fed meeting and they do nothing instead of a cut, that is not good news right away. I'm not lying to you. It's not good for Bitcoin right now, it's not good for stocks, and it's definitely not good for XRP in the short time. And this is the part almost nobody is seeing, the big money printing slowdown ending on December 1st is the surprise card. That's the thing that changes how much money is flowing quietly. If you've been asking, Jason, why is XRP not moving? Why is Bitcoin stuck? Why do other coins look dead? This is part of the reason, but that's only half the story. The other half is what's going on with Bitcoin. And honestly, this is where most normal people totally miss what's happening. Bitcoin has dropped about 30% many times this year after it went super high. It's not random. It's not because everyone is scared, it's just how the market works, it's how it gets ready for the next big jump. And right now, we are in that same pattern again. And people on crypto Twitter are freaking out saying it's a bad bear market, yelling that everything is over, acting like it's the end of the world, but the chart is doing exactly what it always does. But here's the hard truth. Most people don't want to hear. If Bitcoin doesn't go up, other coins don't get to go up either. We can talk all day about how useful XRP is, we can talk about big company partners, we can talk about the big story, but right now, the only thing that matters is the big world money pressure. And that pressure is going to get stronger next week when the October Fed meeting notes come out. Because those notes will show exactly what the Fed is really thinking: cuts, no cuts, money slowdown plans, all of it. And when that news hits, you're going to see crazy up and down moves. Like early 2021, you need to understand this. I'm not rushing this video, I'm not trying to hype you up, I'm giving you the full real picture. The part that big influencers skip because it's not exciting, and the part traders skip because they're only looking for quick money. December is going to test how strong you believe harder than anything this year. The mix of money slowdown ending, Fed not sure what to do, Bitcoin fixing itself, and XRP price staying flat is building up to something most people are not ready for. Now let's get to the real meat of what's causing all this, because honestly, the news titles are not telling the truth. The real numbers are talking loud. The big futures market changed again, and this time it's clear. Right now there's about a 55% chance of no cut in December, and about a 44% chance of one small 25-point cut. That's the market basically saying we are not getting a nice Christmas present from the Fed boss Powell. And you know, when the market expects nothing, it acts different. It gets scared. It gets careful, it gets ready for bad surprises instead of good ones. But here's where it gets even more interesting. When you check the same numbers on Polymarket, it's almost exactly the same. That's not luck, that's everyone agreeing. And when big normal futures and betting markets match so close, it means all traders see the same big problem coming. Half think the Fed is done cutting this year. The other half thinks we maybe get one more tiny cut. But nobody, really, nobody is betting on anything happier than that. And you know what that means? If the Fed actually surprises and does a cut, markets go crazy up because nobody expected it at all. Now let me remind you of something people keep forgetting. The last two cuts did nothing to the price. You remember I was live with you both times, everyone was super excited, everyone thought big boom and we got nothing. Why? Because everyone already bet on it. Traders were ready, there was no surprise. This time it's different. The market is not ready for a December cut. If we get one, it's a total shock. And trust me, markets go wild when they're shocked. But the biggest thing everyone is missing is the money slowdown. 10 out of 12 Fed people want to keep the money slowdown going. And that's a big deal. That tells you what they really think. They don't want to make prices go up crazy. They want to stay in control. The only thing we don't know yet is how much they want to keep rates high into next year. And this is where the October meeting notes come in. Those notes come out in about 5 days and they will show the real truth behind what Powell said in public. 'Cause honestly, those public talks are just for show. The notes are where you see the real thoughts, the worries, the fights inside, the warnings. And here's why this moment is so important. The market is stuck until we get those notes. Everyone is waiting. Everyone is doubting what they bet on. And this is the exact time when you get sudden big moves, because there's less money moving around, and people stop believing. Bitcoin selling, XRP staying flat, stocks going down, all of it is because of this waiting. Another thing most people ignore is how big money traders see this. The bond market acts like the Fed is still worried. Interest rates stay high. People move money to safe places, and the dollar gets little strong jumps that tell you one thing. Nobody believes the Fed has done being strict in their mind. Even if they slow down the strict rules, the scary feeling hasn't gone away, and all this big money stuff flows right into crypto, especially XRP, because XRP isn't just a gamble coin anymore. It's tied to how much money is flowing, how big companies act, and how risky everything feels. If big money freezes, XRP freezes. If big money gets loose, XRP runs faster than everything. That's the truth. So right now, the main things you need to watch are simple. The Fed meeting notes, the no-cut stories for December, the money slowdown effect on cash flow, and the market not ready for a surprise cut. Those four things are going to crash together, and the market acts like it's just a normal week. Now here's where everything starts to connect, because if you only look at rate cuts and no-cut chances, you miss half the story. The real power right now isn't normal people feelings. It's where big companies put their money, how cash moves, and how Ripple fits into the big world change that nobody outside crypto Twitter cares about yet. So let's explain it like it really works in the real world, not the dream world TikTok people talk about. Ripple has been doing the same smart plan for years, but now the world is finally catching up to them. You have BlackRock openly talking about turning things into tokens. You have Fidelity building more digital money stuff. You have the giant payment company Swift testing blockchain money moves. And while everyone yells about price, Ripple is quietly building the pipes that these big companies will need later. It's not exciting, but it's real, and it matters right now because